believe it at all. It was absolutely hysterical.
Now, if I could have your attention, please.
So the girl said you were in the wrong bed, you see. So the fella jumped up and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Vicar."
Quite all right, Mr. Fletcher. Do you wish to finish your anecdote?
No. I was just telling Mr. Pettigrew about my garden. I planted some bulbs in the wrong bed. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Bulbs? I thought you said they were in a hotel and the young lady...
Please, do you mind? I mean, the chairman is on his feet. Please, carry on, Vicar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to welcome you all here this evening. We don't have our full committee, unfortunately. Mrs. Mayhew and Mr. Cutforth are both away, but they've sent their apologies.
Why, what are they doing?
So I shall now ask our secretary, Mrs. Fletcher, to read the minutes of the last meeting.
Yes. Keep it short.
The meeting was held on the 8th of January. Those present were the Reverend Matthew Parker, Mrs. Parker, Mr. Marchmont, Mr. Pettigrew, Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher, and apologies from Mrs. Mayhew and Mr. Cutforth. A report on the jumble sale was given by Mrs. Parker, and she expressed her gratitude to Mr. Marchmont for giving his support.
I bet that didn't fetch much.
A total of £180 was realised. Mrs. Parker wished particularly to thank Mr. Fletcher for his tireless efforts with Miss Adams in the tea tent. It was decided that a ladies' sewing guild would be inaugurated, and Mr. Pettigrew, our organist, was pleased to announce that his pedals were now in full working order. It was agreed that the next meeting would be devoted to the Church Restoration Fund.
Thank you, Mrs. Fletcher. Can we accept them as passed?
Propose. Seconded.
Good. Now we come to the main purpose of this meeting. As most of you know, the church is in a bad way.
Not half.
And immediate repairs to the roof are imperative. Otherwise, we shall shortly have our services in the open air. A considerable amount of money is still needed, and the time has come for us to consider methods of raising this money.
Not to mention the roof.
Now, you will recall last year Mr. Marchmont arranged an evening of poetry and song, in which my dear wife was delighted to participate.
It was my pleasure.
Yes, and may I add, Vicar, that none of us will ever forget her rendering of Old Man River. She threw herself into it with such enthusiasm.
Thank you. But despite the very high standard of the performance, we were all somewhat at a disadvantage.
Yeah, the curtain went up.
Coinciding as we did with our local cinema showing Jaws and the televising of the Royal Variety Show. Consequently, our attendance, quite frankly, was disappointing. I don't have the exact figures in front of me.
I think it was 22, Vicar.
Oh, was it? As many as that? 22?
12 of them were in the cast.
I'm sure we can improve on that this year. Now, are there any suggestions as to what we might do?
You dare.
You know what I think would be a splendid idea for me? A month in the country.
Yes.
Now, there's a thought. Yes, why not a play? Shakespeare even, Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, but that's only West Side Story without the music. So why not just do a musical?
Ah, yes. I feel pretty, you're so pretty. It's alarming, not charming. Oh, heavenly.
How do you feel about KwaZulu?
May I just say, Vicar, that I do think perhaps we're being a little too ambitious. I mean, the cost of staging a big show would be enormous.
Well, couldn't we do it on the cheap? It would be rather exciting.
Oh, yes, it would. Oh, here's alive with the song.
Oh, Julie Andrews is at it again. Look, let us be frank. I mean, for heaven's sake, I mean, if people want professional entertainment, they're not going to come to St. Luke's Church Hall for it. I mean, it is up to us as a community to give them something different, something they don't normally get.
Such as what?
Well, there is an idea I've been toying with. I mean, a pageant with music, of course. I mean, a whole cavalcade of history, a rousing tribute to the glory and tradition of our truly great Britain. All the pomp and circumstances, the splendor and majesty of our Highland heritage.
We've gone past that.
Well, I think that's a splendid idea, Mr. Fletcher.
Sounds quite spectacular.
No, I don't think it will work.
Why not?
But it's too vast a subject, too big a project. Requires immense historical knowledge, great skill in staging. I mean, we don't know anyone who might take on all the writing and the production for such an epic.
You want to bet?
Who?
Cecil B. de Fletcher.
What?
You heard.
Me? Well, I mean, it's a thought. I mean, I hadn't actually thought of putting myself forward for such a mammoth production, but I mean, if it is the unanimous will of this committee, well, I mean, who am I to argue?
You have my vote.
June?
Oh, darling, I must be honest, with the best will in the world.
Thank you, June. Another vote of confidence.
Well, I'm afraid you don't get mine.
Oh, there's always one.
I hate to make comparisons, but the one thing that can be said about my modest offering last year was its charming simplicity. The whole thing was a... Now, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fiasco?
It was hardly my fault that we failed in the teeth of such competition as Jaws.
Oh, I know. Isn't it extraordinary how everyone seems to enjoy horror and disaster these days?
Oh, well, perhaps your husband's idea isn't such a bad one after all.
Listen, Marchman, a pageant would pack 'em in, and people need a bit of glamour these days. I mean, a bit of unashamed patriotism. That is the sort of thing to get them going.
Straight to the exit.
Listen, Marchman, what I'm trying to do is to rekindle the flame of pride that burns within us all. I mean, just think, I mean, Drake and the Armada, Wellington and Waterloo, Henry V and Agincourt, the Battle of Hastings.
We lost that one, dear.
Well, I mean, you can't win them all, can you? But the point is that we picked ourselves up and rose up out of the ashes.
We keep losing those as well.
We go on to victory and glory despite all the little Hitlers and Napoleons of this world.
I think there's something in what you say, Mr. Fletcher. In fact, a pageant might capture the imagination of our congregation. Shall we have a show of hands on this motion? Those in favour?
Yes.
Oh, very well, then.
Carried unanimously.
I was just thinking, I might finish the whole thing off by singing Rule Britannia.
You probably would. Yes. Yes, you could. Yes, indeed. Yes. I mean, well, if there is no other business, I will push off. I mean, may as well strike while the muse is hot. Oh, there's so much in here waiting to be poured out. The prose, verse, lyrics, the odd sonnet. Oh, but don't expect miracles, please, please. Just give me a couple of days. I mean, sometimes the pen flows, sometimes it doesn't. That is just something that an author has to live with.
Wait for me, Will. Anne Hathaway wants a lift tone. It's a far, far better thing that I do now. You know, I'm sure Queen Elizabeth never said that.
What, dear?
I think it was Sidney Carton in The Tale of Two Cities. You know, Terry just hasn't done enough research on this. I mean, Henry VIII was never married to anyone called Anne of Cloves.
Ah, well, perhaps that's a typing error.
Oh, no, the whole script's full of things like that. I mean, take his version of the Scottish Rebellion, I ask you. Bonnie Prince Charlie and Jeanette MacDonald?
Oh, dear. I wish I hadn't agreed to be in it. I do get so nervous saying things in front of people.
Oh, you're not the only one, Lucy, and I've got so much to learn. Will you read this scene with me?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear, but I'm far too busy. I shall never get this Bayeux tapestry finished on time.
Can't expect you to do a thing like that. Took a whole convent of nuns donkey's years.
When I've only got till Friday.
Well, I should forget it, dear. The Spanish fleet is sighted far out from Plymouth Hoe. Come, Raleigh, Drake, and Frobisher. Pick up your bowls and go. What?
I want to alter something.
Yeah, so do I.
Have you got the scissors?
Yes, in here.
I've got them.
June, I'm not very happy about this costume.
Do you know I feel the same way about the script?
Well,
What's the matter?
Have you got the scissors?
What for?
Well, I mean, you know, look.
What exactly do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, it's too short. I mean, I can't gesticulate.
What can't he do?
articulate. I mean, it's cramping my style.
It's those tights.
No, it's this jacket, this jacket thing. I mean, it's too short. I mean, you'll have to let it down. I mean, I don't want to look ridiculous.
Well, it was your idea.
Yeah, but I mean, Henry V wouldn't go into battle looking like this. Would he?
No, he wouldn't. He'd be wearing armour.
Well, I'm not wearing armour. I mean, I'll never get it on. I won't have time, let alone get up on the horse.
A horse? How on earth are you going to get a horse in the church hall?
Well, no, not a real one. I was thinking of hiring a sort of rocking horse.
Ah, well, you don't see many of those about nowadays. I had one when I was a girl. I used to pretend to be Lady Godiva.
Oh, that's a thought. Now, you've given me a thought there. Oh, I've forgotten about her. Now, you've given me a very good idea, Lucy.
Oh, I don't think my hair's quite long enough now.
June?
Oh, no, thank you. I've got quite enough with Queen Elizabeth, Boadicea, Nell Gwyn.
No. But June, love. June, I mean, she's got to be in there somewhere. I mean, I wasn't thinking of a big part. I'm just thinking of a quick flash.
I am not appearing naked in the church hall. I mean, what about the vicar?
No, he wouldn't be right. No, I wouldn't allow you, for heaven's sake, to appear naked. I mean, you could wear a wig.
No, and that's definite. There'll be quite enough eyebrows raised when you appear wearing that. It's not the St. Luke's Review Bar.
Well, that's why I say, you've got to do something about this, please.
Yes, all right, I will tomorrow, but not now. I'm busy.
Well, that means I've got to put it all on again.
That's right. Once more into the breeches, dear.
Just get on with your knitting.
It's no good, Terry. I think you'll have to do without it.
Oh, I'm
My
sure.
hands get so tired.
Yeah, I'm sure, Ralph, we'd have never had this trouble, honestly. June, have you got Queen Elizabeth under your belt yet?
Yeah, you know, she never said 'tis a far, far better thing.
Yes, she did. She did when she wanted Sir Walter Raleigh when he came back with the potatoes and the fags. I mean, don't analyse everything. I mean, just read what I have written.
Oh, all right, dear. The Spanish fleet's defeated and scattered o'er the sea. The King of Spain starts to complain. Oh, dear, what can the Armada be?
Good, eh? Oh, I hope they get it. It might be just a little bit too witty for them.
I think it might. And I guarantee they won't get it, because I'm certainly not going to say it.
Oh, June!
Oh, June, you can't let Terry down at this stage. Besides, he'd never get anybody as good as you.
Oh, don't start flattering her. The whole thing's going to her head anyway, thinking of walking out before rehearsals.
I'm not walking out. I just want one or two little cuts made.
Good with the scissors, Lucy.
You know it could do with the trim. After all, look how hard you prune your roses, and what a lovely show you get with them.
Oh, heaven knows what I could take out without ruining it. All these gems.
I don't mind losing my role as Queen Victoria.
Oh, no, Lucy. No, that's a highlight. That is a showstopper. Oh, the death scene. Oh, that's when it really comes to life. Oh, very moving. There won't be a dry eye in the house. Have you learnt it properly? Have you?
Yes, I think so, but I can't promise to be word perfect.
I don't think the words were very perfect, dear, to start with.
I'll go through it with you. I'll be Edward, and now you lie back and die, right? It is I, Mamma, Edward, your little teddy.
Oh, Edward, come closer. I'm sinking fast.
Lucy, you'll have to speak up properly. I can't hear what you're saying. Speak properly.
Yes, dear, but I must get used to doing it with cotton wool in my mouth. Queen Victoria had a much rounder, fatter face than mine.
You'll get a... doesn't matter about the characterization. I mean, just let us hear the words.
Oh, Edward, come closer. I'm sinking fast. The time has come for me to join my beloved Albert on the throne. In the throne room of heaven.
Oh, Mamma, not yet. I'm not ready to become the King of England yet.
It is your duty, my son. I've had 60 glorious years, and now my time is up. I'm getting weaker. Are you there, Edward?
Yes, Mamma.
Good, then prepare. You may come on to rain any minute.
Well,
We are not amused.
now, June, the next thing we're going to do is your Beefeater song.
Oh dear, I thought we were going to cut that one.
No. We must have that in because you see that follows the vicar doing Ethelred the Unready.
Yes.
And frankly, he is. So it may sag a little bit the show there. So I want you to lift it up. You see, all right? Now, how many Beefeaters have I got?
There's only 3 of us tonight.
Well, who's missing?
Mr. Cutforth.
He would be. All right. Well, I will take his place. All right?
Incidentally,
Yes, just a moment. Can we have the pikes for the Beefeater song? Keep the noise down. Can we have the pikes, Mr. Cole?
Mr. Fletcher, I have a slight problem.
Yes, I've got a problem too. Mrs. June, go and tell Mrs. Parker to stop that singing. I mean, she's wasting her time. I'm cutting that number anyway.
You're the producer. You go and tell her.
Yes, right. Yes.
Can I get on with that door now?
Have you got the pikes for the Beefeaters?
Yes, I've got him out there.
Fine, well, could we have them now, please?
Yes, right away.
Sorry about this, but I must do it properly, and I want the hands as well. Just a moment, Vicar, just a moment. Mrs. Parker! Mrs. Parker, could I have a word with you?
Oh, by all means.
Yes, Mr. Pettigrew, just hold on. Mrs. Parker, how do you feel about that song?
Oh, delightful. It really does something to me.
Yes, it does an awful lot to me. Now, there is one little snag, and that is we are a little bit tight for time.
Oh, well, perhaps I could sing it a little faster.
No, because that might ruin it, and if you can't do it properly, well, it may be better not to do it at all.
Oh, but Mr. Fletcher, I've already lost Drake's drum.
Yes, that was a shame, but we all have to make these little sacrifices for the sake of the show.
I hope it's nothing to do with my singing.
Oh, good heavens, no, I've never heard anything. The way it comes up and the way where it's been, how it's a miracle. But my feeling, I'm worried about you because I don't want you overexposed.
Then I'll only be in the finale.
Thank you, Mrs. Parker. Thank you. A wonderful gesture. It takes a star to say a thing like that. You should go far. Start now, dear. Now, Mr. Pettigrew, could we have the music for the Beefeaters now?
The what?
The Beefeaters song we wrote specially.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Right, now, everybody, places, please. Now, Vicar, you'll be over there.
I don't see how I can be. You see, I've just done Ethelred. I shan't be changed in time.
Now, all you got to do is whip off your cloak, and then you'll be ready. Well, they're too long for stuff.
I'll go and take...
No, we haven't got time now. Now, just grab hold of your weapons and stand at the ready. Get your hats on to give us some feeling. Now, have you got this right?
Of course.
Fine. And you?
I've been doing it in my sleep.
Have you? Right. Now, are you ready, June?
I suppose I haven't just got time to...
No, sorry, love. No. Music, please.
This land is filled with sturdy men who guard us every hour, but none so fair as can compare with the guardians of the tower. The Beefeaters of old England, the Beefeaters proud and true. They're the best in the land with their pikes in their hand and their British through and through. The crown jewels they keep safely and guard the keys and such. They've been with us now for hundreds of years, and it don't seem a day too much. As red and as red as beef, and as keen as mustard too. The Beefeaters of old England, yes, we are so proud of you. Here they come. Look at their pipes gleaming. Give them a cheer.
Beefeaters of old England.
Hooray! We are so proud of
my song back.
Spire, I've got to get on with that door.
Oh, lovely Lucy.
Going well, isn't it?
Thank you. And from 1066, we move on to happier times.
To fight the French, a king came forth. His name was Henry V. And to this day, he reigns supreme, a legend, not a myth. No one could rank with Henry sank, as Shakespeare clearly saw. So let's relive that magic time. We'll relive Agincourt!
Once more unto the bridge, dear friends, once more. Or close the wall up with our English dead. In peace, there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then summon up the blood. Then summon up the blood. Get this thing off, mate. Summon Lord Gloucester, Kent, Watford, Vicar.
Yes?
Lift it up.
What was that, Your Majesty?
Lift it up.
Oh.
Me helmet. And so get it on. What's that? Oh, God. Page.
Bottom of 43 gun.
June.
Coming.
Disguise fair nature with hard favoured grace. Lend the eye a terrible aspect.
I am here, sir.
Good, then let it pry through the portage of the head.
What?
Let it pry through the portage of the head. Get it off me head.
Yes, keep going then.
And set the teeth and hold the nostrils wide. Hold, goblet. Hold hard the breath and bend the living spirit to his full heart. On, you. Get off me clothes. On, ye noblest thing. Off, ye noble page. Give me, Ellen. Dishonour not your mothers. Dishonour not your mothers. Now attest that those whom you called father did beget you. And be copy now to men of grosser blood. Teach them how to war. You yeoman. You yeoman. You yeoman. Whose limbs were made in England. Show us now the metal of your pasture. I swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not. I see you. You see me. I see. Standing like greyhounds in the slipper, ready for the off. Oh my God, I'm ready. The game's afoot. And give me my sword. Give me my sword. And now, give me my sword. And now, follow your spirits, and upon this cry, call God for Harry, England, and St. John. The First World War is going very well.
Oh, good. Are we winning?
Well, we haven't had a snag since the death of Nelson.
Oh, the vicar didn't forget to say kiss me hardy.
Oh, no, he said kiss me hard, and then some fool in the audience shouted out, another pine mess you've got me.
That shows they're enjoying themselves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling now, darling?
Oh, not too bad. I'm still a bit sore around me Harry and St. George. Still, it's all in a good cause, isn't it?
I think you better go and get changed.
Yeah, I'm rather looking forward to the finale.
I think everybody is.
Throughout the course of history, we've battled through and through. We've notched up many a century. A damn fine innings, too.
The British race is proud of face. You can't deny it, can ya? So say hello to one you know, our very own Britannia. Do it all again for this roof.
Terry and Goon will be back in action at 10:35 tomorrow morning in a Christmas special. Next tonight, EastEnders.
Believe it at all. It was absolutely hysterical.
Now, if I could have your attention, please.
So the girl said you were in the wrong bed, you see. So the fella jumped up and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Vicar."
Quite all right, Mr. Fletcher. Do you wish to finish your anecdote?
No. I'm just telling Mr. Pettigrew about my garden. I planted some bulbs in the wrong bed. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Bulbs? I thought you said they were in a hotel and the young lady...
Please, do you mind? I mean, the chairman is on his feet. Please, carry on, Vicar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to welcome you all here this evening. We don't have our full committee, unfortunately. Mrs. Mayhew and Mr. Cutforth are both away, but they've sent their apologies.
Why, what are they doing?
So I shall now ask our secretary, Mrs. Fletcher, to read the minutes of the last meeting.
Keep it short.
The meeting was held on the 8th of January. Those present were the Reverend Matthew Parker, Mrs. Parker, Mr. Marchmont, Mr. Pettigrew, Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher, and apologies from Mrs. Mayhew and Mr. Cutforth. A report on the jumble sale was given by Mrs. Parker, and she expressed her gratitude to Mr. Marchmont for giving his support.
I bet that didn't fetch much.
A total of £180 was realised. Mrs. Parker wished particularly to thank Mr. Fletcher for his tireless efforts with Miss Adams in the tea tent. It was decided that a ladies' sewing guild would be inaugurated, and Mr. Pettigrew, our organist, was pleased to announce that his pedals were now in full working order. It was agreed that the next meeting would be devoted to the Church Restoration Fund.
Thank you, Mrs. Fletcher. Can we accept them as passed?
Propose. Seconded.
Good. Now we come to the main purpose of this meeting. As most of you know, the church is in a bad way.
Not half.
And immediate repairs to the roof are imperative. Otherwise, we shall shortly have our services in the open air. A considerable amount of money is still needed, and the time has come for us to consider methods of raising this money.
Not to mention the roof.
Now, you will recall last year Mr. Marchmont arranged an evening of poetry and song, in which my dear wife was delighted